Hello, everyone. So, if you're a business who's using click to WhatsApp ads to generate leads, then this video is going to be super useful for you because in this video, we are going to talk about how you can optimize your ads, okay, and how Meta conversion events help you do that. The Facebook conversion events, which you call it. Okay, so in the bot studio, we have now introduced a new action called Facebook conversion events, which need to be called at certain stages. And there are three important stages which we will be discussing in this video. The first stage is lead submitted. The first event is lead submitted. The lead submitted would ideally begin with the lead from CTWA trigger. So you have to set the trigger as lead from CTWA, and as soon as the lead comes in, this conversion event has to be called. Okay, so you have to take the lead from CTWA trigger, connect it with the conversion event, and here in this event, basically you have to connect your Facebook account if you're doing it for the very first time. So you need to connect your Facebook account and select the ads manager on which your ads are currently live. So from here, I'll just select my account and select event name. The event name is supposed to be lead submitted. Okay. And this is all you have to do. So basically, every time you're getting a lead, you are calling the Meta conversion. You're calling the conversion event and informing Meta or Facebook that yeah, you have received this lead. Using the lead submit event, which actually give you better insights on cost per chat. And cost per chat is actually your cost per lead, because in terms of CTW leads, uh, all the people who have actually clicked your ad do not tend to message you always, but Meta gives you cost per click and not cost per chat. But here you'd get insights for cost per chats. Now, let's say you already have a bot which is running on CTW trigger. In those cases, what you can do is just go to that bot, and right after the CTWA trigger, you need to add this action, which is the lead submitted. Okay, so here I will select this action Facebook conversion events. I will just select the account and select the event over here. Okay, so I've selected the account and select event name. This is going to be lead submitted, and now I can continue the rest of my bot flow from here. That's all you have to do if you already have a bot running on lead from CTW trigger. Now, coming to the second important event. The second event is called qualified lead. Now, when do you call this event? What would be the trigger over here? What does this event mean? Qualified lead, as the name suggests, that the lead has qualified certain criteria which you have set for lead qualification, and it is basically a ideal lead. So you might be maintaining it on a Google sheet, or you might be maintaining it using customer attributes. There can be a lead stage or a lead qualified attribute which you can create. So in this case, you can use lead qualified attribute over here, and here is how the attribute looks like which I've created. Lead qualified, and it is of type list, and it has values yes or no. So every time a lead is qualified, the user basically would have to update the customer attribute on every time, and every time the customer attribute is set, what we have to do is check the customer attribute firstly if lead qualified is actually yes, because I have added two values over here. So if I'm updating the lead qualified field, it can either be yes or no. So in cases of no, obviously we don't have to call the conversion event. We have to call it only in cases where the lead qualified value is yes. Okay. So here, after the trigger, we'll be checking the lead qualified and the attribute which is lead qualified, and we'll be checking the value if it's equals to true, equals to yes. My bad. So if lead qualified equals yes, and this condition is true, that is when we'll be calling the qualified lead conversion event. Okay. Also, for qualified lead event, You might also use the bots which are already in place. There might be certain bots using which you're qualifying the leads, based on interactive messages, on based on customer response. So you can add the Facebook conversion event action in the same bot on the stage where the lead is qualified based on the button click. And similarly, you can connect it with that particular interactive message or on response of a send message, something like that, and qualify the lead. Call the conversion event for qualifying the lead. Now, the third and the most important conversion event, which will actually lead to your ads being optimized if you're calling the event within 7 days of the event being occurred. Okay, that event is the purchase event. So here from Facebook conversion API, we'll just select the account, and here we will select the event as the purchase event. Now you can see you have to enter the amount and currency. So what does this mean? Here you have to enter the amount of sale or the purchase amount. If you don't have an exact amount for the customer, you can just enter a average sales value, whatever your average ticket size is. And over here, currency you'll have to map according to your business or according to your region, whatever currency you're operating in. And currency you can select it from country codes over here. Since I'm in India, our currency is INR, so I'll just select IN as the country code, and this would auto map the currency over here. Okay, and once this is done, your amount can also be hard coded like this, something like this. Let's say our average sales value is 7,000 INR, so I've just hard coded 7,000 over here. But let's say you have a sales tracker wherein you are tracking the sales which have come in daily. Okay, like for an example, this is a demo sales tracker. You might have a vast tracker in which there is a lot more information than this. So the key information which we need is the customer phone number and the amount, the purchase amount or the sale amount, whatever that amount is. So this is the sample Google Sheet. I've connected it with the on Neuro Google Sheet trigger sales tracker, and select the phone column, that is the customer phone number, and that's it. I've just selected this, and since I'm also tracking the amount, the purchase amount, I will also map it from my Google Sheet. So I'll say on Neuro Google Sheet, and I'll select the amount over here. So this way the amount is actually dynamically sent for every customer. Okay, just you have to ensure that you're mapping the phone column and the amount column over here. And if you're not tracking the amount, you can just enter an average sales amount over here. Similarly, if you're not using a tracker, but if you're using attributes in DoubleTick, like a purchase amount attribute or the sale amount attribute, something like this, so you can also use the on attribute change trigger. On attribute change trigger, we'll be selecting, let's say, the purchase amount over here. So on set first time, on change anytime, we will just call this purchase event. And let's say your customer has made a purchase of whatever amount, your executive will actually update this amount. And just to show you this custom field, I've set this custom field by going to settings, custom contact fields, and purchase amount, and this field is of type number. So every time a sale is done, your executive might update the purchase amount of the customer. And once the purchase amount is updated, uh, this would ensure that the bot would ensure that the conversion event for purchase has been called successfully. So, yes, these were the three most important events which would actually help you optimize your ad campaigns better on Facebook. If you have any kind of doubts, you can reach out to our support team. Thank you.